Believe it or not, there was actually a time when we received our news in the form of a newspaper. Each morning as the sun was about to rise, you would hear that familiar thud sound as a local newspaper landed on the front steps or porch, depending on how accurate your newspaper carrier was. Dad, after his morning grumbling, would often be the one to go pick it up, and along with his morning coffee, it found its way onto the kitchen table. Dad read this paper with an intensity that made most of us sit in silence as he mumbled a bit and then folded it up and set it aside. After Dad left for work, Mom took her turn with the paper, cutting out all the coupons and putting them in a neat pile on the table. Then, with much anticipation, it was the kids' turn. For us, it only required one section of the paper, that being the comics, but hey, we needed our fix as well. For some of us lucky enough to have had a paper route back in the day, we of course had first dibs on the paper. Having a paper route was usually one of the first jobs you got back in the day, and being that each route was covered by one lucky local middle-aged kid, having the route made you quite popular in the neighborhood. I can still remember tearing off the newspaper stamps each week as you collected your customers' money. That feeling of actually earning your own money made you feel pretty accomplished. Each morning you had to load your newspaper bag or bicycle basket and do your route before school started. The Paperboy occupies a prominent place in past history and culture of the good old days. This is because it had long been the first paying job available to young boys. Newspaper industry lore suggests that the first paperboy hired in 1833 was 10-year-old Barney Flaherty, who was hired after seeing an advertisement in the Sun News and signing up for the job. The duties of a paperboy varied by distributor, but usually included counting and separating papers, rolling papers, and inserting them in newspaper bags during inclement weather, and of course collecting payments from customers. While this tradition is slowly becoming a lost part of our culture these days, it will always hold a special memory to those of us who woke up before the sunrise and packed our newspaper bags and served our route.